Hey everybody and welcome back to another video. I am very blue today. Got blue background with the water, and then my shirt is actually a little more green in real life, but it's coming up very blue on camera. Today we are going to be talking about Pluton. As I kind of mentioned in my last video about what did I talk about? Oh, Buggy. I'm kind of going to be covering some plot points from the last few chapters before going on break. And now I want to talk about Pluton and what it exactly means. Now, there are multiple different theories of sorts of what could Pluton be. Could Pluton be a person in which like a Shirahoshi kind of situation? Could it be Onigashima? Or my favorite theory is that it is my favorite theory, and I think the most plausible, is that it is the Thousand Sunny. Now, this is for a few reasons. One, Pluton is supposed to be a battleship of some sort. It's supposed to be a giant, it's supposed to be something you can build. It's not like Poseidon, where it's like, oh, yeah, it's an ancient weapon, but it's really just a person. This Pluton had schematics. If you go back to Eni's lobby, and the whole reason they wanted Frankie was because he had the schematics, the instructions to build Pluton. And that kind of leads me into my thing about the Thousand Sunny and that theory, which again is not my own, but I like it a lot, is he is the only person right now, other than maybe somebody that can theoretically read poneglyphs, he is the only other person that knows what Pluton should look like and how to build it. And what else did he build, albeit with the help of Galila? The Thousand Sunny. And to top it all off, in the last chapter, we got a scene with Robin talking to Sukiyaki about it and asking, where is the Pluton? It's supposed to be in Wano. And he confirms, yes, it is in Wano. Now, this could theoretically debunk the whole Thousand Sunny thing, right? Where it's like, well, if the poneglyph in Alabasta said that it was in Wano, theoretically there would be some version of it in Wano no matter what, right? Which is why people there's a theory about Onigashima. Maybe Onigashima in some capacity is an older version of Pluton. However, the Thousand Sunny is also in Wano, and it could be a trick of like, oh, if the poneglyph said this, then it must be something else entirely, because the Thousand Sunny has only existed for a few years. But I think it's a kind of a tip at the hat, like, ooh, tricky kind of thing with Oda, and he's trying to give us multiple different routes so that we're not really picking up on what is really in front of us. And the Thousand Sunny has been there all along, and I think there's something there. And honestly, it makes a whole lot of sense if you think about it. It's supposed to be a battleship. Frankie builds battleships. That's his whole thing. The Battle Frankie line of ships. He makes battleships. That's his whole thing. If you look at the Sunny itself, it is a giant ship with lasers coming out of it. Plus, on top of that, it's got a bunch of different modes, and I'm pretty sure that we have not seen all the modes. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that there's at least one mode left that they've just kind of stopped talking about. And we got the submarine, we got the mini Mary, and I forget what else would be the mode. Is the Kuda burst mode? I don't know. Either way, the point is, it has multiple modes. It is clearly it's made out of what is it? The bark of or the wood of the tree of Adam or something like that. Just like the Oro Jackson. I think that's what Roger's ship was made out of. So it's made out of incredibly sturdy material. It's super versatile. It is made by somebody who has seen the schematics to make Pluton. Pluton itself is supposed to be a battleship, and Frankie, I'm going to make that the fifth. Frankie is known for making battleships. I think that's the thing. I think that Oda has been hiding Pluton in front of us for a long, long time. And maybe there is a older version of Pluton somewhere in Wano, and that's what the poneglyph was talking about. Maybe it was on Onigashima. Maybe it was in the Shogun's original castle, the Kozuki Castle, and it got burned down. Maybe it was there and it got destroyed, and now the new Pluton is actually at Wano now, and that way Sukiyaki is not lying when he says Pluton is here. Genuinely, I just can't see it being anything else. It has such immense ties to Frankie and Robin, obviously, because they're like the whole Annie's Lobby thing. But the whole thing was CP9 trying to get their hands on the plans to Pluton. And now we're supposed to think that it's something else entirely that is just on Wano, completely independent from all of that. I find that very, very hard to believe. But for the sake of playing devil's advocate, what else could it be? If it is not the Thousand Sunny, what else could we possibly believe Pluton to be? And I brought up Onigashima, and now there's a weird thing with that, right? Onigashima is a giant skull, and I'm more inclined to believe that it is a literal skull that just happens to act like a cave system rather than a giant mountain that looks like a skull. Because otherwise somebody would have had to carve it to look like that, I think. So I'm inclined to believe that it's not man-made. However, you could argue that maybe there's some, like, hidden mechanical secrets within Onigashima, and now Onigashima is landed on Wano proper. Honestly, I just can't think of anything else. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but it's clear that Pluton is not a person. I don't know who it would even be in Wano. Not Momo. Not Hiyori. Literally nobody else. I can't imagine. I mean, like, I think Momo has his own thing going on with the voice of all things, and maybe that's just that's an Odin thing, and it's been passed down to him, and he's got his own storyline thing going on. So I don't think that has anything to do with Pluton. Really, I think the only logical thing, unless Oda has been hiding something in plain sight or hiding something in general outside of the Thousand Sunny, I genuinely don't know what else could be Pluton. I do think, like I've said, though, is that there is an older Pluton. Maybe Onigashima, or again in the Kozuki Castle that was burned down, there was an original Pluton and it got destroyed. And I'd like to see what that one looked like. Because obviously it's not just going to be the Sunny, right? I think aesthetically, the Sunny is just is unique in its own right. And it's more about what it represents and what it can do ultimately. And I honestly think that the Sunny might get an upgrade or have, like, again, a new mode shown in which, like, the laser, what is it called? Coup de burst comes out of its butt, right? Oh, it's the gown cannon. Okay. Yeah, so the laser that comes out front is the gown cannon, and that's a giant laser. So I can't, like, it's a pretty beefy ship on its own that I think that Oda's just been hiding in plain sight, and we're supposed to think, oh, it's just goofy antics that, like, you know, they're the Straw Hats. They have a goofy ship. But, like, think about every other ship that we've ever seen in One Piece. No other ship is like that. I mean, yes, they all have their own aesthetics. They all have different sizes. Law's ship is literally a submarine, so I guess you could argue something like that. At least that's technologically advanced, right? But none of the other ships, to my memory, have something like this going for them. Ostensibly, they're all just ships. The point of them is they are a big boat, right? The Sunny, however, has a lot more going for it. It has lasers coming out of it. It has a whole docking system, different modes that it can transform in some capacity. Some light transformation, like the main of Sunny, like, moves around, and then obviously again the docking system, and then they have, well, I guess I was about to say, like, doesn't it have, like, oars that come out of it? but really literally any ship could have that, so never mind about that. My point is, there is something genuinely special about the Sunny that I think is just like we haven't really thought about because it's the main character's ship, so it must be special in some way, right? But yeah, I'd love to see the difference between the Sunny, which I think is Pluton, and whatever the old Pluton, the original Pluton would have been. Now granted, you could argue that like my whole thing about it being destroyed is maybe a little bit much, although granted, Poseidon is a person and people can die, so it's not like these super weapons are like maybe indestructible or anything. Pluton is just a big destructive warship, and so it could still be destroyed. So I'll stand by that. My point is, I'd love to see what the original Pluton looked like versus Sunny, which I believe is the new and improved Pluton. So those are my thoughts on Pluton. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I'd love to have a conversation about this. Do you think there's anything else that could feasibly be Pluton? Again, keep in mind it's been described as a warship, and there were instructions to build it. So it's kind of has to be something mechanical of some sort, right? Or something that can be built, something that is not naturally occurring. So let me know what you guys think, and if you enjoyed anything I had to say, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys enjoyed videos like this and you want to see more, and if you do want to see more, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get notifications whenever I upload. I talk about Pokemon and anime alike. If you like any of that, feel free to subscribe. I will see you guys hopefully very, very soon. See ya.